All right, pizza lovers, get ready, because today we are diving deep into a real treat, Chicago-style pizza.
Chicago deep dish pizza,
We're
yes.
talking about that legendary, cheesy, almost a meal in itself pizza. You know what I mean? The kind you need a fork for.
Oh, absolutely. Chicago deep dish, it's truly in a league of its own, a testament to that Italian-American ingenuity. They took the concept of pizza and turned it into something so unique.
Now, I'm a pizza fan, I admit it, but I've always been kind of intimidated by the idea of making deep dish at home. Can us regular folks even handle that?
You absolutely can. I know it seems daunting, but the process is really pretty straightforward. And the end result, let me tell you, it's worth every little bit of effort.
All right, I'm sold. You've convinced me. So, where do we even start with this culinary adventure?
Well, every good pizza starts with a fantastic crust.
Of course.
And Chicago deep dish crust, well, that's something special.
What's the secret? Is it the deep, almost pie-like dish?
The pan definitely plays a part, but the real star is the dough. We're talking buttery, rich dough with a little hint of cornmeal. That's what gives it that texture.
Butter and pizza dough, now that I can get behind. But tell me about the cornmeal. What's it doing in there?
Well, it adds this subtle sweetness and a bit of a coarser texture that really plays nicely against all that buttery richness. You get all these layers of flavor and texture.
Okay, you've convinced me the crust sounds great. But let's talk about the layering, because this is where Chicago deep dish goes rogue.
Yeah.
Cheese first. What's that about?
I know, right? It seems counterintuitive, but trust me, there is a method to this madness.
Yeah.
You got to remember, deep dish pizza needs a much longer bake time than your average thin crust. So if you put the cheese on top, it just burns.
So it's like a shield. It's protecting the good stuff underneath.
Exactly. That cheese is a barrier. It makes sure all those toppings underneath stay nice and moist, full of flavor, and the cheese itself, oh, it melts to gooey perfection.
Now you're speaking my language. Okay, so cheese is the foundation. What's next in this edible skyscraper?
Well, this is your time to be creative. Sausage is the classic, like crumbled Italian sausage, browned up and flavorful. But don't be afraid to think outside the box. Mushrooms, peppers, onions, whatever your heart desires.
So it's like building a flavor fortress. This is getting me excited.
And then, to top it all off, a good layer of chunky tomato sauce. Not too much, just enough to blanket those toppings and add that tangy sweetness.
Okay, my mouth is watering. But now I'm picturing this massive cheesy pizza. It must take forever to bake. Am I going to have to camp out in the kitchen all day?
No, not at all. It does take a little longer than your average pizza, but we're talking 45 minutes to an hour at a moderate temperature. And trust me, that aroma while it's baking, worth the wait. Your whole house is going to smell like a pizzeria.
Oh, I bet. Okay, so the pizza's out of the oven, golden brown and bubbly. I'm ready to dive in. Am I allowed?
Not so fast. One crucial step we can't skip, the resting period. Give that pizza a solid 10 minutes to cool down and let that cheese settle.
Safety first, right? Especially with all that molten cheese. Okay, let's talk about something I've heard. There's a whole other side to Chicago pizza most tourists don't know about, something called tavern style. Fill me in.
You're right. Deep dish is the icon, but tavern-style pizza, that's the locals' choice in Chicago.
Whoa, a plot twist. I didn't see that coming. What's the story with this under-the-radar pizza hero?
Well, tavern-style pizza, it's all about simplicity, tradition. It's thin crust cut into squares, perfect for sharing. Toppings are usually kept pretty minimal. Sausage, onions, maybe some cheese.
So it's like the cool, laid-back cousin of the deep dish.
Exactly. It's all about that crispy, cracker-like crust and those classic Chicago flavors.
Okay, now I'm officially intrigued. So deep dish is the showstopper, but tavern style is the everyday pizza. Is there room in our pizza-loving hearts for both?
Absolutely. They're both unique and delicious in their own way. That's the beauty of pizza, right? There's a style for everyone and every occasion.
Well said. Now, we've focused on the savory side of pizza, but I've got a confession. I have a serious sweet tooth.
Oh, don't tell me you're one of those pineapple on pizza people.
No, not quite. But I do love me some dessert pizza. Have you ever ventured into the world of sweet pizza creations?
Of course. Dessert pizzas are a fun and delicious way to end a meal on a sweet note.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are some of your favorite combinations?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. But one of my all-time faves is a Nutella pizza with fresh berries and a sprinkle of powdered sugar.
That sounds incredible.
It's that perfect mix of rich chocolatey goodness and then those bright fruity flavors.
I bet it's a real crowd pleaser.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to make it your own. You could swap out the Nutella for cookie butter, peanut butter, whatever you like, and use whatever fruits are in season.
I love that versatility. Any other dessert pizza combos you'd recommend?
Well, if you're a s'mores fan, you could go for a graham cracker crust pizza with melted chocolate, toasted marshmallows, maybe a drizzle of caramel.
Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing. I could practically taste the gooey, chocolatey, marshmallowy goodness.
It's like campfire treat meets pizza.
Adding that to my must-try list for sure. This whole conversation's like you've opened my eyes to a whole new world of pizza, feeling inspired to get in the kitchen and try some of these ideas out.
That's what we like to hear. And remember, with pizza, there are no rules. Don't be afraid to play around and have fun with it.
Great advice. But before we go full pizza dream mode, let's talk about something I think a lot of people wonder about. The whole nutrition side of pizza.
That's a great point. Pizza often gets a bad rap for being unhealthy. I think it's all about balance and making smart choices.
So it's not all empty calories.
Not at all. Pizza can definitely be part of a balanced diet. It gives you those carbs for energy, protein from the cheese and toppings, and you even get some vitamins and minerals from the sauce and veggies.
That's good to hear. So what are some tips for making pizza a little healthier without sacrificing any of the flavor?
Well, the key is choosing your ingredients wisely. Go for whole wheat crust to get more fiber in there. Load up on those colorful veggies. Get extra nutrients, antioxidants, and don't be afraid to get creative with lean protein sources. Grilled chicken, tofu, whatever you like.
Those are some great tips. And I imagine portion control is a factor too, right?
Definitely. Just like with any food, moderation is key. Enjoy your slice or two, savor those flavors, but then balance it out with other healthy choices throughout the day.
A plan I can get behind?
Uh-huh.
Now, before we wrap up, I got to touch on one more thing. The whole social aspect of pizza, it's fascinating to me.
Oh, absolutely. Pizza has this incredible power to bring people together.
It's so true. It doesn't matter if it's a casual hangout with friends, a family pizza night, or a big celebration. Pizza just has this universal appeal. Crosses cultures, generations, everyone loves it.
It's the ultimate sharing food. There's something so comforting, so friendly about sitting around a table with people you love and enjoying a pizza together.
It creates a sense of community, a shared experience that brings people closer.
Exactly. And that moment when you have that first slice, the anticipation, the aroma filling the air, everyone going, ooh, and ah, as they dig in, it's magic.
It's like a ritual, a tradition that's been passed down for generations. And I think it's something that'll always bring joy and connection, for years to come.
I totally agree. Pizza is more than just food. It represents togetherness, celebration, the simple joys of life.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time we head to part 2 of our deep dive. We covered some ground today, from Chicago deep dish to tavern style, dessert pizzas, nutrition, and even the social magic of pizza.
It's been a delicious journey so far.
It really has. So if you're up for more pizza adventures, join us in part 2. We'll be diving into some lesser-known pizza styles that might just surprise you.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, pizza lovers. Ready for round 2 of our pizza journey.
Oh, I am. I'm still thinking about that tavern-style revelation, the true Chicago favorite. It just proves there's always something new to learn about pizza.
Exactly. And that's what we're all about here. Expanding our pizza horizons, right? Discovering all the amazing varieties out there. So, shall we keep exploring?
Absolutely. Lead the way. What hidden pizza gems are we digging into today?
Well, we've covered Chicago's deep dish and tavern style, but have you ever heard of Detroit-style pizza?
Detroit style. I've heard the name, but I'm not really sure what makes it special. Tell me more.
All right, picture this. A thick, airy crust, almost like focaccia bread, with these crispy caramelized edges.
Oh, yeah.
And the cheese, it goes all the way to the edge of the pan, so you get this incredible, almost fried cheese crust.
Okay, now you're talking. Crispy cheese edges. I'm in. But what about the toppings? Is it like Chicago deep dish?
Not quite. Detroit style has its own unique topping order. First, the cheese goes down all the way to the edges, like I said. Then you add your toppings. Usually pepperoni is the classic choice. And finally, get this, the tomato sauce is put on top in stripes.
Stripes of sauce. That's interesting. Why do they do that?
It's all about creating these little pockets of concentrated tomato flavor, you see. But it still lets the cheese and toppings shine through. It's a really special combo.
I'm sensing a pattern here. It seems every region has its own special pizza, its own story to tell.
It's true. Pizza is such a blank canvas, Every region, every culture adds its own spin, uses its own ingredients and techniques.
Okay, so we've got Chicago, deep dish, tavern style, Detroit style. I'm feeling pretty knowledgeable, but I bet we've only just begun. What other regional pizzas are out there waiting to be discovered?
Well, if you're looking for a truly unique pizza experience, let's hop over to New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven. What's so special about their pizza?
They're famous for what they call a pizza. It's a thin crust pizza cooked in coal-fired ovens, which gives it this amazing char and a smoky flavor.
Coal-fired ovens. Wow, that's commitment. I bet that smoky flavor is unlike anything else.
You bet. It's the intense heat, that direct contact with the coals. It creates that signature char and the aroma. And the crust. It's thin and crispy with a slight chew to it.
I can practically taste it. What about toppings? Anything special in New Haven, or is it all the classics?
New Haven Pizza is all about simple, fresh ingredients. Their claim to fame is the white clam pie. Fresh clams, garlic, olive oil, oregano, and a sprinkle of cheese.
Clams on pizza. Now that's something I'd try. Sounds like a fantastic mix of flavors.
It really is. It shows you how creative pizza makers can be, pushing the boundaries of what pizza can be.
This is making me realize how much there is to pizza. It's not just toppings on dough. It's a real art form with history and endless possibilities.
Couldn't agree more. Pizza's a journey, not a destination. Always something new to find, a new flavor to try, a new technique to master.
And the best part, pizza is meant to be shared. It brings people together, starts conversations, and creates memories.
Absolutely. Whether it's a quick dinner with family or a party with friends, pizza has this power to connect us.
Speaking of connecting, why don't we take a moment to hear from our listeners? We've talked about a lot, from Chicago to Detroit to New Haven. I'm sure our pizza-loving audience has thoughts, questions, maybe even some regional pizza suggestions of their own.
I'd love to hear them. Let's hear it, pizza fans.
Pizza pioneers, we're back and ready to finish up our deep dive into all things pizza. But before we go, I want to go back to something we talked about before, the crazy amount of pizza styles out there.
It's really something, isn't it? And we've barely scratched the surface.
I know. From thick to thin, classic to, well, kind of out there, there's a pizza for everyone, it seems.
Absolutely.
What I find so interesting is how each style is like a reflection of the place it's from. The culture, the traditions, it's like a pizza passport to the world.
Right. You think about New York style, those big foldable slices, perfect for grabbing on the go in that busy city.
Yeah.
Or Neapolitan pizza with those simple, fresh ingredients and that soft, slightly charred crust. It's pure Italian heritage.
It's amazing how something as, well, basic as pizza can have such a story behind it. And that's what makes trying these different styles so cool. It's not just about the food, it's about connecting with the culture and history too.
Exactly. It's about appreciating the skill and passion that goes into each style. You know, all those generations of pizza makers who've perfected their craft and kept those traditions alive.
You know, we've been talking a lot about these regional pizzas, but we can't forget about the hero at home. Homemade pizza.
Ah, yes. The joy of creating your own pizza masterpiece right in your kitchen. There's something so satisfying about making the dough, spreading the sauce, putting on all your favorite toppings just so.
It's an adventure anyone can have. And the best part, you're the boss of the ingredients. You can make it exactly how you like, fit it to your diet, anything goes.
I agree. Whether you like the classics or you're feeling bold and want to try something new, there's no limit. And don't be afraid to get the whole family involved. It's a fun way to spend time together in the kitchen.
Talking about family, that makes me think about something. Pizza, at its core, it's about bringing people together.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are, what you like to eat. There's a pizza for everyone. And it has this amazing power to create memories and shared experiences.
Yeah, whether it's pizza night with friends, a family dinner, or a big celebration, pizza just makes things more joyful. It brings laughter and connection, no matter the occasion.
It reminds us that sometimes the simplest things are the most meaningful.
Couldn't have said it better. So to all you pizza lovers out there, we encourage you, keep exploring those different styles, keep trying new things, and most importantly, share the joy of pizza with people you love.
And remember, it doesn't matter what your go-to style is or what toppings you like, the secret ingredient in any pizza is love.
Beautifully said. Well, before we sign off, we want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite pizza memories? What are your go-to pizza creations? Head over to our social media or visit eateveryslice.com and share your thoughts and pizza adventures with us. Until next time, happy pizzaing, everyone.